Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing, everybody? Hello, hello. What is good? Haven't been on here in a minute, have I? I forgot to even tell y'all that last weekend, Leah had family over. She had her stepbrother and his wife and their kids over last weekend, so I didn't get the opportunity to get on here and blibber blabber. I've had a big old schedule change over the past couple of weeks, so my chat schedule's changing too. So, haven't been on here in a minute, have I? But anyway, we'll see if we can sit on here and blab for a couple of minutes. Maybe we can think of something interesting to talk about. Maybe we can think of something uplifting. Or maybe we'll just sit here and shoot the shit meaninglessly for a half hour, something like that. I've had a big schedule change mainly with my fitness, mainly with my gym. I told Coach Drew, I was like, yo, I'm gonna experiment a little bit with evening sessions again, you know? Because that's what I was doing at first. When I very first started working out with him last year, over a year ago, I was doing it in the evenings, but like 2 or 3 o'clock in the evening, and it would kind of ruin my whole day. Because I would be thinking all day, oh my God, I gotta go to the gym. Oh no. I hated it. Y'all don't understand. I hated it when I first started. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it, dude. I did not like life for the first several months that I started working out. I hated it. And then finally, we came to the agreement. He said something to the effect of, you only have so much room for important decision makings throughout the day, you know? So it's very important to make all your most important decisions first thing in the morning. And your fitness is a very important decision, you know? So that's when I started doing it in the mornings. And since I started doing it in the mornings and throughout this whole process, I've really been leveling up, and I've accomplished a lot. But it's gotten to the point now to where we're pushing me to such, intense levels that it makes it really, really difficult for me to focus on my work throughout the day. Very difficult. Very, very difficult, you know? So I was like, let me just experiment with evening sessions again and see what that's like. And I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it, but it has made a whole shift in my entire day. You know what I mean? A whole shift. Oh, did y'all see? Now I got a treadmill here at the house. Yeah, I forgot about that. Leah got me a treadmill. She found this real good deal. I just walked downstairs and she says, "Hey, I'm gonna give you an early Christmas present." She goes, "I want to surprise you, but you'll see the big, huge, ginormous box. So I'm gonna get you this." And she pointed to the computer and she found this Bowflex treadmill for half off, like $1,300. You know what I mean? That's normally like, let's see, that's half off, so it'd be $3,000. They're not cheap. That one she found such a good deal on that. She's like, I can't pass this up. And I'm like, okay, well then, what are we gonna do with that gym down the street then? You know, we'll have to find a new reason. I'll have to think of a new reason to go down to that one. Maybe I'll work on my back and my arms or something like that whenever I go down to that one. But I'm doing all my cardio here at home now. Yeah. Anyway, what are y'all up to? Let's see who we got here. We got Tam, Annette, RTD2, Orion, Mary, Ruth, Irene, Lori, Northern Akashic Healer, Proving, Sharon, Scott. What's up, y'all? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you. Anyway. Man, I've been sleeping in later more. I've been sleeping in later here more than normal. I was trying to say all that in one breath, but I've been sleeping in later. Normally I'm up 5:30, 6 at the latest. Dude, the other morning I slept until 8:30. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? Maybe it's the seasons changing. Maybe it's Mercury retrograde coming up. I don't know. But I'm not a late sleeper. Shit, I'm usually up. When I get up, most of the time, the sun's not even up yet, you know? I've been sleeping in and sleeping in and sleeping in like crazy. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm ready for him to knock the clock back an hour. That's what I think it is. Of course, that whole thing's never made much sense to me anyway. You know? It's never made much sense to me anyway. Like, what's the point of setting the clock back? I've always wondered that, you know? Oh, because it gets light earlier or something like that. I'm like, it gets light earlier because you set the fucking clock back. Like, I've always said that. When I was a little kid, I would always be like, it doesn't make any sense. You know? Arizona doesn't do it. Arizona's the only state, I'm pretty sure it's the only state that doesn't do it. It never changes the clocks. But it does give an interesting change to the routine, so I'm ready for him to go ahead and do it. But it really didn't make any sense. It's just a stupid programming, you know, that we get. You're supposed to set your clocks back for what? Because it gets dark sooner. It gets dark sooner because you set the fucking clock back. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't set the clock back, it wouldn't get dark sooner, you know? But I get it. I get it, though. But Arizona doesn't do it. It doesn't get dark sooner in Arizona, you know? But I'm ready for them to do it anyway. It gives you that feeling. It gives you that feeling of fall. And plus, you gain an hour of sleep too, you know? Gain an hour of sleep, so I'll be waking up. Maybe it's my brain subconsciously knowing that time's coming up, you know? I don't know. I'm still half asleep. I had to get up and do a reading first thing this morning. You all know last night when I first started to do I don't know how many of you caught that, but last night I started doing the weekend forecast and I had my Bluetooth earbuds hooked up to my phone so there was no sound. Well, I did somebody's whole reading last night with no sound. So I had to wake up first thing this morning and redo it. Had to wake up first thing this morning and redo it. So still waking up. What y'all up to, man? Good morning. Dude, how y'all doing? Who's looking forward to Halloween? I got my little fall decorations going on here. Got my little fall leaves. And one thing that I'm trying to add into my video, but my new table, I guess, is smaller, so it's hard to do that. I got my Halloween King of Swords here. This is my little King of Swords. I saw this, I actually got this like a month ago. And I was like, ooh, I gotta get that for the Halloween season, you know? My little Halloween King of Swords. I was like, that is so badass, dude. Yeah, we went ahead and decked the halls this weekend. So we went ahead and we're decking the halls with the fall stuff. Man, and I tell you, dude, I miss it. I honestly miss there's only one thing that I miss about like living on the East Coast, and that is fall. Fall on the East Coast. I miss it, man. I love it. You know, the smell of the air. You can smell when the leaves start changing color, and you can smell that in the air, the cool, crisp, dead leaves smell. I love it. Surprisingly, you can still kind of sort of smell that around here. A little bit. You kind of get that in the air here a little bit, but not nearly as strong as like on the East Coast when it's full of nature, you know, and you get that big, every breath you take is, you smell it. Oh man, I miss that. But that's it. I don't miss wintertime on the East Coast. Oh, bro, up there in Maine, wintertime ain't no joke, yo. I don't know where y'all are from, but the Northeast Coast, wintertime ain't no joke, bro. Dude, I've never felt like, and see, even where I grew up in New Albany, Indiana, and Louisville, Kentucky, New Albany, Indiana area. And it's not uncommon for it to get pretty cold there. But I think like the coldest like it would be like single digits, you know, like 5 degrees, 6 degrees, something like that. Bro, Maine, -40. -50. I've never ever felt temperatures that cold in my life. We had a brand new car. I know I've told the story a couple of times. We had a brand new car, brand new. We just got it a couple of months before, and it was so cold it wouldn't start. It wouldn't start at all. Brand new car. So I have to walk down to the shop at the car wash where I work and get their little jump box. I almost didn't make it. And it's, let's see, on a regular day, maybe a 3-4 minute walk. Real close to the house. And I got to walk down maybe a 2-3-4 minute walk down to the car wash to the house to grab the jump box to start the car. Almost didn't make it. I'm halfway there and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna make it. And I got on like all these layers of clothes and these big old coveralls on. That didn't do nothing. It cut straight through that like a razor blade, dude. And it just felt like my eyeballs. I couldn't hold my eyes open while I was walking on like this because it feels like they're about to explode, you know? It just feels like I'm being stabbed in the eyes with that -50 degrees and that wind hitting you in the face. That's brutal, dude. Fuck that. I don't miss that. Don't miss that. Nope. Don't miss that. Now, wintertime here feels like a good cool fall day over there on the East Coast. So I like the wintertime here. Jeans and hoodies, man. Jeans and hoodies. I'm thinking back, last year was my first winter I spent in Vegas. And I know there's some of you who've been living here in Vegas for like 20 years. But I'm trying to think, last year there was a couple of cold days. I think it dipped down into freezing temperatures like maybe 2 or 3 days last year. And when I say freezing, all I mean is like 30 degrees, you know. Dipped down into the maybe 30, 32 degrees, maybe 2 or 3 days. But for the most part, your coldest day is about 40 degrees and your warmest day is about 55, 60, something like that. I love that weather, dude. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, anywho, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. It's already starting to get kind of cool here, a little bit. Starting to get kind of cool. And I've been outside doing the rollerblading. Now you can do them outdoor activities. Summertime here. No, summertime. See, in most other areas of the country in the summertime, that's when everybody wants to go outside and do outdoor stuff, but not really here. Not really here. In the summertime, it's time to sit inside in the AC. Time to sit inside in the AC. And the analogy I always use is it's like opening the oven to check your pizza when you open that door. You open that door to walk outside, you know, when your pizza's almost done and you want to check it and see, you open the oven, and that heat hits you. That's what it's like here in the summertime. You don't want to go outside and do shit. You know what I mean? You don't want to go outside and do shit. Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm trying to think of an extra cluster of readings that I can add this. Because I already did end of summer bonuses. That was cool. So that adds a little bit on to the September, you know, because I've started the September bonuses. I wonder, Mercury retrograde. I've thought about this too, and Coach Drew pointed it out to me too. I don't know how many of you are new to my channel or had never heard of me before, but back in the day, I feel like I used to put so much actually valuable information into my readings, and I've been slacking on that lately. And when I say valuable information, I don't just mean what's happening in your love life. That's not valuable. That's not valuable. That's not really that. What I'm talking about is, my whole goal is when you come to me for a reading, you don't just hear what's going on with your love life. Because that's just not going to change anything. If I tell you, oh yeah, the person you're dealing with, y'all don't get along, and this person's cheating on you, whatever, that's not going to help you. That's not in the long run. That's not going to really help you do anything. Almost any tarot card reader or any kind of reader that you come to at all will tell you, you have free will and you can do whatever you want, regardless of what these cards say. But I can tell you how. That's what I dedicated my life to learning. you all know I never even planned to be a tarot card reader. All I ever did was dedicate my life to learning the laws of energy so that I could manifest a better life for myself. So I have to be sprinkling, tidbits of energy behavior into my readings. I got to be doing that. Speaking of which, I've now been reading tarot on YouTube for 3 years. It's been 3 years now. September 2018 was when I very first started. September 2018. So yeah, this is my 3-year anniversary. It's crazy, man. It has flown by. Completely changed my life. It's been an amazing 3 years. I kind of undershot my goal a little bit this year, though. I hit 100,000 subscribers before my 1 year. I hit 200,000 before my 2 year. And I just undershot the 300,000 a little bit before my 3 year. It's all good, though. We're almost there. At least I'm thankful that it's still growing. It hasn't stopped growing, So there was a lot of tarot card readers who they started gaining a following, and then it stopped and flatlined. There's a few of them out there. They started getting a lot of followers, and then all of a sudden it went and it stopped. And they've been at the same number for a year now. At least mine still grows. Mine still continuously grows constantly on a daily basis. So at least I'm thankful for that. So we're on the way there. To 300,000, and I do the best that I can to not really pay attention to that, because it's really easy to get stuck in those traps, because it started blowing my mind, because everybody, whenever they enter into something like this, they start getting that high, you know what I mean? They start getting that high, and I'll never forget. At first, I was like, man, all I want is 100,000 subscribers, man. That would make me feel so fucking legit. And then I got there, and I was like, okay, well, that's nothing. I need 200,000. Nah, I need 200,000. And I hit 200,000, and I'm like, yo, I think I'm reading this wrong. I don't think it matters how many subscribers I have. That's not going to make me feel any different. That's not going to change anything. You know what I mean? Nobody really cares. So I've been doing the best that I can here for the past several months. This year, pretty much this whole year, I don't even think about it. I don't even pay attention to it. I don't even look at that number. You know what I mean? But it is still continuously growing. So that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that I didn't just become one of those people whose channel starts growing and then flatlines, So anyway, as long as it's still growing and there's constantly new faces coming to my channel, I have to put in important information. When I say important information, a good example is like, and this is a meme too that I see floating around social media a lot, It's good to get out of a toxic relationship. But if you don't heal the part of you that attracted that person into your life, you'll just keep meeting the same demon in a different person. I've always loved that meme, dude. I share that every time I see it, because that is my career. That's what I'm here to teach. We're getting there, man. But we have to collectively, as a human race, understand that the vast majority of our power comes from being able to take accountability for the things we attract into our lives, And there is a negative force on the other side of that there's a lot of pushback, that people call that victim blaming and all kinds of shit. They shame people like that because they don't want you to discover what your power is. Don't ever listen to anybody that tries to shame. If anybody's teaching you that, and somebody's trying to shame that person, stay the hell away from them, dude. Because that right there, if that is what awakens you to your power, because they don't even want you asking that question, Well, what about my frequency attracted that situation into my life, or that abusive relationship, or that job that would never promote me, or whatever the case may be? What is it about my frequency, my energy? How are my life experiences being created by my frequency. What's my frequency really doing? What am I really casting out there to the universe? And what's really being sent to me? You know what I mean? I don't even want you to look at that, because the minute you start looking at that, the whole game is over. The whole game is over. Oh, I see. It's because of this thing that I've been saying to myself over and over and over and over and over. I'm not good enough. That was my favorite thing to say to myself back in the day, man. I'm not good enough. I guess I'm just not good enough. I'm not good enough. I would say that to myself 100, 200, 300, 500 times a day. I had no idea what I was doing. When we're in the victim mentality, we're in this mentality of sitting around and waiting for somebody to come save us. First of all, nobody can. I'm not saying that nobody will, because maybe you'll find somebody who's kind enough to try to come save you, but they can't. You know, there's some people who will straight up tell you, nobody's coming to save you. No, let me take it a step further. Nobody can. Nobody is able to do that, even if they try. You know what I mean? So, yeah, those are the seeds that I plant in my readings. You know, how did I attract this person into my life? What should I do moving forward? You know, I really need to be adding more of that into my readings here lately. Man, my Chinese elm is getting so hairy. Look how much new growth has come through this baby. I had to take this down, and I got to try to find a place for it that doesn't show up in my videos, because this doesn't really go very good with the fall decor. I got my ficus up here too. I got my Chinese elm and my ficus. Yeah. These are these and my big juniper are my favorites. I've had a lot of the smaller ones die, and that's a bummer. But as long as my big babies survive, I'm good. Gots to have my plants, man. Gots to have my plants. Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. You and your twin are supposed to trigger each other. That's the point. That's the point of a twin flame connection. That's the point. But one thing that is not the point, and here's my contention. This is just my contention based on what I've seen and what I've witnessed and what I've experienced. A twin flame connection is actually more efficient after the twins separate. Oh yeah, if you're dealing with a real twin flame connection has nothing to do with human romance. A lot of times the other side will dress it up as a romantic connection to make sure the two of you come together. Because if you're asleep enough, you're not going to be listening to the universal signs and signals to connect with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And the best way to get a human's attention is through romance. That will get any human's attention. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your sign is. So a lot of times it's dressed up as a romantic connection to make sure the two of you come together. And the whole point is to trigger you. That's the whole point. Because every time you get triggered that way, in a way that nobody else can trigger you, nobody else, you know, what happens is it bubbles up. A lot of that old vibrational baggage will bubble up to the surface. Shit you've been burying since you was a kid. Things that you forgot, things you buried and totally forgot about. Completely forgot about it. Bubbles up to the surface. And then after a certain point, you have relinquished enough vibrational baggage to where now you're up on the next vibrational bracket because you've released a lot of the old baggage. Now the two of you are vibrating higher. Now it's time to separate. Now you take that energy this way, your twin takes the energy that way. Now the connection serves its purpose. It is to spread the frequency everywhere you go. Just to spread the frequency everywhere you go. So, based on everything that I've seen, it actually serves a greater purpose after the two of you separate. A greater purpose. If you're dealing with a real twin flame connection. A real twin flame connection. That's why I say in my readings all the time, not everybody is dealing with a twin flame connection. Okay? A twin flame connection is a very specific game being played by a very specific group of entities for a very specific reason, okay? And that reason has a lot to do with creating the new world. The good one. The good one. Not the bad one. Don't worry about that, y'all. It has a lot to do with bringing in the new frequencies and the new energy to create the new world, the new high vibrational earth. Okay? So, I don't remember where I was going with that. But yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of a twin flame connection, is to trigger you. If the person's not triggering you in a way that nobody else ever has, it ain't no twin. People always ask, is this person my twin flame? Well, it depends. It depends. It's not, a twin flame connection is very unlike any connection that you've ever been in. But the problem that you see all these people making, I know somebody personally who cannot let go of them. You know what I mean? They can't let them go. Shit, they ain't even been with the person in 20 years. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not supposed to be with them. That's not the point. That's not the point. You don't have to be in union with the person. Once you meet, you come together with the person. See, the problem is, and this was infiltrated by design. This was infiltrated by design. We have too many people trying to mix romance in with spirituality. Okay? And that was infiltrated by design. You all know I'm not anti-romance. I'm very happily engaged to my life partner. But if we can get humans to believe that your number one priority in this life is to be in a romantic relationship, you're lost. You're lost. Your number one priority is your spiritual, emotional, psychological well-being and your frequency. That's your number one priority. I don't know who needs to hear this, so I'm just going off on a tangent. That's your number one priority. The people who make their way into your life mirror back to you your frequency. That's the way it works. Nobody can make their way into your life and secure any kind of position whatsoever unless they match your frequency. So what kind of frequency do you imagine you're on if you feel like you need a relationship? What's the frequency you're on? You're not on the frequency of having a relationship. You're on the frequency of needing one, which is the frequency of the lack thereof. And this is Law of Attraction 101. I know a lot of hidden secrets about manifestation that your average person doesn't know, but that one is common sense. That one is one that everybody knows. Anything you feel like you need or want very badly, you're on the frequency of lack. It's not actually a relationship that we're looking for, y'all. That's not what we want. We think it is, but it's not. What we want is a feeling. We want a feeling. We've just been brainwashed and programmed for decades through music, movies, TV, and media to believe that a relationship will create that feeling. And it doesn't. It's not the way it works. The people that make their way into our lives are always a reflection of our frequency. Always. Always, 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 always. So what does the frequency feel like? How do I know when I'm on the frequency to attract my life partner that aligns with my highest good? How do I know? Well, if the universe is handing me a mirror image reflection of the frequency that I'm on, what does it feel like? If I'm saying to myself, I'm lonely, I'm alone, I need a lover, well, then I have the frequency of a big void that's in my heart, okay? If the universe hands us a mirror image reflection of the frequency that we're on and we want to attract the person that aligns with our highest good, I have to go inside and align with my own highest good first. If I say I need a relationship, the universe says, you're absolutely right. You need a relationship. Your wish is my command. But when I start saying, I don't need a relationship, I don't need that, how do you think the universe is going to mirror that back to me? I don't need a lover. Now you're attractive, aren't you? Now you're attractive when you're not interested. Now you're attractive. That's when the love offers start to come through. When you're not interested. You ever notice that? You ever notice that? You ever said to yourself, why does it feel like whenever I'm out there looking for a relationship, I can't find one to save my life? Then when I finally get my hands on one, now everybody wants me when I'm not interested. Think about that. The universe is very playful and you are very powerful. Whatever it is you are doing, universe is giving you everything you need to keep doing it. You ever heard that saying, give if you want to receive? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Why do I receive when I give? A lot of people think that there's this force up there rewarding you. Oh, you're such a sweetie. Here's a reward. No. It's because the universe gives you everything you need to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. So if I'm giving, I have to have things to give. I have to have more to give in order to receive. So if I'm on the frequency of giving, I have to keep receiving so that I can keep giving. That's the way it works. If I'm pursuing relationships, they're going to run from me because that's what I'm telling them to do. I have to have something run from me in order to pursue it. If I'm searching to find my life partner, that person is going to hide from me because that's what I'm telling them to do. I have to have something to search for. Whatever I try to avoid finds me everywhere I go, doesn't it? Think about it, man. Think about it. See, most people don't even, their energy is just, they don't even know what it's doing, really. They don't even really have a clue what it's doing and how it's behaving with the external reality. But you can figure out how to go inside and start flipping these switches. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to start flipping switches and seeing if I can actually play with my energy and make things happen out here. That's when it gets fun, dude. That's when it gets real fun. And that's all I ever dedicated my life to learning how to do. And then I learned the tarot. That puts me in a bit of a funky position, doesn't it? Anyway, though, that was a little helpful tangent. Hopefully at least somebody needed that. I'm here, sitting here playing with my treasure chest. My silver and gold. Look. My silver and gold. This right here is 100 grams of silver. And this is 20 grams of pure gold. It's my treasure chest, man. 20 grams of pure gold. Look at this little dude here. Look at this little dude. This is what $100 worth of pure gold looks like. Look at that little shit. It's $100. $100 of pure gold. Isn't that cool? Anyway, I'm just in 100 different directions this morning, ain't I? My plants are doing good, doing real good. They're doing good. A couple of my bonsais died, though. A couple of them died. Like I said, the junipers are really hard to keep alive indoors. And I knew this, but at least look, here in Vegas, they stay alive longer indoors than they do outdoors. You take them outside, they're going to die in a day or two. That sun will fry them. So a couple of the smaller ones have died, but I still got my big one. And I got the small ones that I want to keep the most right there by that window. Because right there in the late afternoon, the sun blasts straight through that window. And they get all that sun right there. And that's where my big baby is too. Hang on. Hold up, let me go grab it. It's old too. This is my big juniper. Whoops. Hopefully I can keep this one alive. Yeah. Foliage still feels just as good as it did when I first got it, so hopefully this one, because like I said, I keep it right over there in front of that window. So for at least a good 5 hours out of the day, it's got sunlight hitting it straight through the window. So these are my favorites. All my rest of my bonsais could die, except for these three here. Here's my juniper, my ficus, and my Chinese elm. These are my babies. These are my babies. Know what I mean? The cactuses are doing good. Man, my cactuses, cacti. I don't like cacti, it sounds stupid. I think it should be cactuses. Anyway, though, my cactuses all pretty much hit like an end of summer growth spurt this year. It was so weird. They didn't do that last year. Every last one of them. Right as soon as the end of August started coming around, they all just started shooting out all this new growth. And I'm like, dude, I thought it was too late for that, you know? Hang on. I thought it was too late for that. So they're doing good. Balancing the energies of the house here. Sometimes we don't really realize the vibrational empire that we built. We got us a very, very solid, stern, high vibrational empire, you know? Her family came over. And they was passing around this little stomach bug. You know what I mean? This little stomach bug. I never caught it. Me and Leah never caught it. They were passing it around to each other, you know? Me and Leah never caught it. Never caught it. We keep our frequency high, boy. Keep our frequency high. And me personally, I juice one whole lemon and one whole lime at least once a day. At least once a day. And I drink that. And as soon as I found out they had a stomach bug, raw garlic, ate a raw garlic clove, chased it down with the juice of one whole lemon and one whole lime. Yep, we got us a pretty high vibrational empire here, and the plants help that process. The plants help it. I need to water that little guy today. I need to water my juniper. He needs some water. Some water. Anywho, I got too many tarot decks, dude. I got tarot cards everywhere here. Trying to think of some ones that I need to switch them out. This is how boring my life is, man. This right here is pretty much the peak of excitement at my house. This is the peak of the excitement. I'm a pretty boring dude, man. Pretty boring. We're probably honestly gonna try to find something to do this weekend, though. Gonna try to find something to do. I don't want to do nothing, though. I don't want to do nothing. I want to sit around and not do shit. Coldest temperature in Vegas, probably about 30. Probably about 30. I would have to say. Nah, I ain't getting no new tattoos anytime soon. Nope. I got this one here on my hand from when I went and saw my mom. We all got little matching palm tree tattoos. But no, no new tattoos. That's a really irritating process. I told myself a long time ago, anything that I get done, I want to just cover up some of the work that I already have and be done with it. It's too annoying. I bet it's a beautiful day. Yeah, 30 degrees is the coldest I've ever seen it here in Vegas. I don't know. I've only been here. This is our second year here. So this will be our second winter. I don't know if it gets colder than that or not. Like 20s. I'm not sure. But it seems like about the coldest day last year was about 30. About 30 last winter. I like wintertime here. I can't wait until I got to start wearing my jeans everywhere. Jeans and my hoodies, you know. But ever since I started working out, now I typically like to wear like basketball shorts, you know. They're more comfortable. Plus my thighs are getting so big. If I get jeans, I'm gonna have to get stretchy jeans, you know. I'm gonna have to get stretchy jeans. So, yeah, I don't miss those frigid temperatures. I don't miss that. Not on the East Coast, man. I don't miss that. Leah's good. She's asleep. Leah's asleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I don't know. She might be up in there. I don't know. I'll be heading out of here in the next 10 minutes or so, but she might pop in and say, hey. I just really wanted to get on here because I haven't been on here and blabbing so long. Didn't get on last weekend. I didn't get on Thursday. Because my whole, and you know what, too? I might be sleeping in because I'm working out later, too. That might be what's happening. I've been noticing, I've just been like, what is wrong with me, man? I've been working out later, doing my workouts. And he's pushing, he's pushing me up to that next level. There are so many levels to fitness, it's crazy. It's crazy. As soon as I start getting comfortable, he steps it up, you know? And now we're adding weight to all my movements. My body's been so sore for the past few days. I thought I was getting a little bit comfortable. I was like, man, I don't even get sore anymore. Not as bad as I used to. Sometimes maybe a little bit. If we try a new movement and it activates a new muscle, I might get a little bit soreness. But I noticed that I started going several days and I was like, oh man, I ain't even getting sore. Sweet, maybe. Nope, now it's time to add more. Now it's time to add weight to all your movements, you know? So that's probably why I'm sleeping in. Probably why I'm sleeping in. Yep, I work out every day. It's my lifestyle. That's my lifestyle. And like I said, I hated it when I first started it. I love it now. That's the whole goal. That's the whole goal, because I had to have that talk with myself. I had to have that talk with myself, you know, that my habits and my routines have to change. Because, you know, it seems like everybody wants the change, but they don't want to put in the work, you know. I wish that I could just have a shredded six-pack, you know, and be thin and trim, but sit around on my ass and eat donuts all day at the same time. You know what I mean? Nope. My addictions were pizza, beer, brownies, you know. Obviously, it produced a fat, gross motherfucker. So I need new addictions. What if I was just as addicted to running and working out as I am pizza and beer? Well, we got to make that happen then. If I want to be thin and fit and healthy, I have to become just as addicted to running and jumping and working out as I am pizza and beer. So that's the whole goal. I got to produce the frequency. I got to change the frequency to produce different results. And the crazy thing too is I've been looking at my whole life differently. That's crazy. I never thought, you hear people say these things, but I never believed it. But now I look at my entire life differently. I'm looking back and that damn demon's been stuck to me my whole life. I got infiltrated by that damn demon when I was a little kid, and it's been making decisions for me my whole life. Been making decisions for me my whole life, you know? And now that I've been working to fight it, it's really, really, really helped me identify that last little bitch ass inner demon, you know? And every time I go to the gym, it's a battle against that motherfucker, you know? You know, that little inner voice that says, no, do the easy thing. Take the easy way. Be comfortable. No, go ahead and eat the pizza. You know what I mean? Oh, and people said that to me on Instagram that one day. I couldn't believe it, you know? Oh, just eat the pizza. You only live once. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I've already lived that. I've already eaten all the pizza and the brownies and the ice cream. I've already done that. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you only live once, which is bullshit, you only die once. You live every fucking day. But let's go ahead and say you only live once. Why would you want to live unhealthy and why would you want to shorten that one life that you have? You know what I mean? So infiltrated, dude. So infiltrated. Everything, man. This new world that we're moving into, we've come a long way, but we still got a ways to go. We still got a ways to go because that evil, that twisted, backwards, reverse manifesting has just got its tentacles in everything, dude. In everything. And undoing that and ripping all that apart is going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Could you imagine a world where food and eating has nothing to do with entertaining your taste buds? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Do you see how much, and it's always blown my mind, how much energy we put in to making turds? How much energy, like, people put into making this dish. Like this plate of food, that I'm gonna turn into a turd. You know what I mean? Like this ass backwards thinking, we gotta undo it, man. Could you imagine that world where the only reason we eat is to give our bodies the things that it needs? That's the only reason. That's the only reason. We only eat to feed ourselves and give us the vitamins and the nutrients that we need, and not to entertain our taste buds, not to keep us entertained because we're bored. That's a pleasure, that's one of the, and I said something about it on a video the other day. As long as you know how to draw the line between knowing where your happiness comes from, we have been trained and programmed to look for our happiness out here, and get that pleasure. Your average person has no idea what true happiness really is. Your average person out there does not know what real true happiness is. And it's sad. It's like, damn, dude. I mean, as long as you can draw the line and identify, okay, well, I know that money doesn't buy my happiness. It produces a pleasure response, but it doesn't make me actually happy. My relationship doesn't make me happy. It does make me feel good, and produces a bit of a pleasure response, but it doesn't make me happy, As long as you can draw that line, you can identify pleasure from true happiness, you're on your way. But, there's a lot of people out there that don't even know what true happiness is. You know where I learned it? Under a bridge. That's where I learned where to find true happiness, when I had everything taken away from me. Yep. That's where I learned true happiness. Everything got ripped away from me and I was up under a bridge. But your average person out there, the only thing that they know to do is to seek that little temporary pleasure from an outside thing, And it's a hell of a battle to fight, dude. It's a hell of a battle to fight. It's a hell of a battle to fight, but that's the world we're moving into. That's the world we're moving into. That's why I'm constantly on my worst days, when I'm in like a bad mood, I always have to sit back and say, wait a minute, man, I'm blessed. You know what I mean? So blessed. Because if I start complaining, the universe is going to have to keep giving me reasons to complain, Whatever it is you're doing, the universe is going to keep giving you everything you need to keep doing it. So if I'm complaining, the universe is like, oh, Rich likes complaining. No problem, dude. Here's some more reasons to complain. Can't do that. We got to remain blessed. And it's so easy. So easy. A lot of people don't understand how easy it is it doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter what you have. It's so easy to fall into that negative complaining. You know what I mean? No matter how blessed you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care. It's really easy to fall in that cycle of complaining. And then you really start to realize, man, my happiness has nothing to do with the outside world. It's in here, But anyway, yeah, I do the best that I can to try to not be materialistic. I don't bash material things. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those spiritual public figures that'll make you think material things are bad. I'm not. No. Material things aren't bad. We just need to understand that material things are fun, but they don't provide our happiness for us. You know what I mean? Don't provide our happiness. And I find myself all the time, I'll get into this little kick of, man, I don't like my car. We leased my car, right? And I can't give it back for like another year and a half. And I'll start thinking, man, I want this kind of car. I want me a Camaro. That's my next, and then I start thinking, oh, whoa, hold up, man, I'm blessed. I got this brand new car. Well, it's a 2020, but it's still fucking new. I'm blessed, dude. I'm so blessed to have a new car. I'm just blessed for that. And I got to remember to stay thankful because I fall into that. Man, I don't like this damn thing. I can't wait till I can give it back. One thing about me, I refuse to be one of those people that has a ridiculous number of vehicles. You know, I have a car and Leah has a car. I'm not going to go out and get a third vehicle. I'm all about some abundance, you know what I mean? But we got to draw the line somewhere, dude. And you know what another one of my fears is? This is another one of my fears. I have this fear that here real soon I'm going to buy the car that I want and then gas-powered cars are going to be obsolete. That's my fear. That's my biggest fear, dude. I'm horrified of that, you know? Because I don't really have a dream car anymore, but I do have my mind set. I want me a newer, not an old one. I'm not big on classic cars. Not really. But I want me a newer Camaro. 6-speed manual transmission. I'm not going to put Flowmasters on it. Maybe a MagnaFlow or something like that. But everybody has Flowmasters, you know. I'm not going to be that guy that's cruising down the road with the Flowmasters, you know. No. But, and I'll get to thinking about this sometimes. And I'm like, knowing my luck, I'm going to get the car that I want, and then gas-powered cars will become obsolete. Man, dude. That's my fear right now. I don't want an electric car. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there, man. I don't want a fucking electric car. No, man. No. I like to have one of my favorite things to do, and I love playing with my cars. I love lifting the hood and like put a new intake on it and put an exhaust on it that sounds good. I like having a nice sounding exhaust on a car. I do, you know? So I don't like being that dude that's like so fucking loud that it's annoying, but I like you to be able to hear it, you know? Man, you can't hear no fucking electric car. You can't hear that shit. I don't mean to offend anybody if they own electric cars, but you know what I think every time I see one of them damn Teslas? Man, you got a fucking oversized Power Wheel. You know what I mean? You driving a big oversized fucking Barbie Jeep, dude, you know? I hate them, dude. I don't want one. I don't want one. It's like, man, they're everywhere. Here in Vegas, they're fucking everywhere. You see them everywhere. I cannot drive to the store without having a Tesla here, one behind me, one in front of me. It's like everybody's driving these big oversized Power Wheels, dude. You know? I don't want one. I'm afraid. I mean, I will do it. I'll do it if I have to. If I absolutely have to, I'll do it. But I don't want to. I don't want one. I want me like a nice car that I can play with. I want to lift the hood and play with it. You know? I want to lift the hood and play with it, put a new intake on it, put an exhaust on it. You hear me coming down the road, you know? Man, what are you going to do with an electric car? Put speakers on it? Put speakers on it, you know? Can't hear that thing coming. That's just me, though. That's just me. And I don't know where we're going with the automobile industry. I really don't. I don't know where we're going with it. But that's my fear. That's my biggest fear. That I'm going to have to end up fucking driving a oversized Barbie Jeep down the road. That's my worst fear, man. Oh, but at the end of the day, if that's what happens, I'll do it. I mean, I could afford it. I just really would rather not. I would really rather not, you know? No, I can't. My one that I already leased, I went ahead and I wanted to see if I could just turn it back in. And there's so much negative equity on it that, you know, I think I still owe like 10 grand on it. And I would just have to chuck the 10 grand all up front. And I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck it, whatever. I'll just go ahead and keep it. I'm blessed, man. It's the Dad Mobile. It's an SUV. It's a 2020 Mazda CX-5 is what it is. And we need it for the, you know, we go on vacation and stuff like that. I call it the Dad Mobile, you know. The only reason we even got it to begin with was when we got the kids. Because first we just had her car. She had a little Mazda 3. Nice little car too. And she actually traded that. She traded that for the CX-5, you know. So she did that just for the kids. So anyway, I'm a dad. I cruise in a Dad Mobile. She's got her a new Mazda 3 now, but we got the CX-5 and I'm not really, it's not bad though. For an SUV, it's actually kind of sporty looking, pretty cool. But again, another prime example. We have 2 brand new cars. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm just thankful that I do have it, because I remember those good old days where I didn't have a driver's license for 5 years. I walked everywhere. I'll never forget what it was like to have to walk everywhere, you know? Never forget what that was like. So I remember where I came from. You know what I mean? But yeah, just between me and you, as soon as the lease runs out on that thing, I'm going to get me a Camaro. Yep, we'll go get me a Camaro. I don't know if they don't make it, and it's going to be a 6-speed manual transmission. It's going to be a manual. This is like the first automatic I've ever had in my life. The first automatic I've ever had. And I didn't do it on purpose. I don't know why. When I was a kid, my grandpa would buy me cars. He would just always buy me stick shift cars. Always. Always, always, always. And that's all I ever had was stick shifts. So it's definitely going to be a stick, manual transmission. If they don't make them brand new like that, I'll just get an older one. I'll get an older one. I don't care. I don't mind having an older car anyway. Something to work on, you know. So I'm going to be lifting that hood, and I'm going to be taking shit out and putting new intake, new exhaust, you know, stuff like that. I love doing that, man. So right now, unless I have a change of heart, okay, that could happen. I could end up having a change of heart. You never know. But right now, the way I have it set in stone is that whenever it's time for me to give that back, I'm getting me a Camaro. And I want it to be black and lime green. I'm going to get it painted black and lime green. Yeah. And it's going to sound good, too. You'll hear me coming. You'll hear me coming down the road. And we got another year and a half. Who knows where we're going to be a year and a half from now? Who knows? I may end up being forced to go buy a fucking big Barbie Jeep. I might have to go buy a big Barbie Jeep. Anyway, though. Anyway. It is getting close to time for me to head on out of here. Getting about that time. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me blab. So we're going to be doing the farmer's market again tomorrow, so I won't be on here tomorrow. I'll try to find me a day throughout the week to get on and blab. But anyway. Yep, here he comes. Yeah, you'll hear me coming. It's just fun, man. That's what I always used to do in my early 20s. But back then I was broke, you know, and I couldn't afford whatever car that I wanted. So I would just go buy me a cheap little duty bean and play with it and go buy little parts for it and whatnot. Now I can afford whatever car I want. Whatever kind of car I want, I can just go get it, you know. So I'm not going to go too crazy. You know what I mean? I don't want like an Infiniti or something ridiculously expensive, but I also don't want a cheap little duty bean either. I think, and I love Chevy. I love Chevy. So I think I'm going to get me a Camaro. That's what's written in stone right now. Like I said, it's always subject to change. I don't know where my mind will be a year and a half from now, but yeah, I wants to get me a Camaro. And she wants to trade her car in. She wants a truck. She wants a truck, you know. And we do need a truck. I just don't really like them. Not real big on trucks. She's one of those, you know, she thinks those big hiked up trucks are cool. I don't. I don't. I think it looks so ridiculous and so stupid to have it. But she wants a truck. So I'm like, yo, all right. Whenever it's time to go get our new vehicles, you go get you the truck. And I want to get me a car. I want to get me a badass car. You know, something fast. I like fast cars. So she'll probably be getting her some kind of whatever kind of truck she wants. And I'm going to be getting me a little Camaro, man. It's going to be fun. Anyway, though, it is right about time for me to get out of here, though, y'all. Right at about that time. So, appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me blab. Not sure what my plans are for the day. I'm pretty sure we're going to find something to do later. I don't know if I have any personal readings due. I'll have to ask her. She knows. If so, they're not printed out. I don't have any readings that are due here. But I'm going to be busting out at some point in time before I go to bed. I'm going to bust out some more September bonuses. I'd like to get like 4 or 5 of them done today, but I don't know what the plans are. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Y'all, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you sometime later on my main channel, all right?